everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I am going to go over my November currently inked and then show you what I'm going to ink up for December. I've got two notebooks here because I'm actually going to do my currently inked for December in what is going to be my new ink swatch book, which is a half-year B6 Stalogy. And what I've done is I've put 2 years worth of monthly currently inked and then some notes either side. So we'll do that one in a moment, but first let's go over what I had currently inked. I actually started the month with 3 pens inked and then I added the 4th once I swatched the Noodler's Black Swan. Starting off, I had a Lamy All-Star in extra fine, inked with Robert Oster Thunderstorm. It's a almost black with some blues and greys. I really like this ink and pen combination. I'd actually had the damson in the Lamy All-Star previously and I found it really scratchy, whereas this ink flowed really, really nicely. Loved it. I like almost blacks, so this is, this works really well for me. Next, I had a Kaweco Sport with a fine nib in Diamine Twilight. It's just a beautiful pairing. I'm lucky my Kaweco Sport, the nib wrote beautifully straight out of the box. I know some people do have issues. I'm lucky thus far that mine just wrote really beautifully. The pen is that deep dark green. The ink matches beautifully. I've actually played with this ink in a few different pens now and I just really like it. I really love the dark greens. I think it's appropriate for work. It's dark enough. It's really legible. I don't have anything bad to say about that ink. Then I did the TWSBI Echo in an extra fine nib with the Diamine Damson. I started off the month not liking this pen, and as the month went on and I think we got to know each other, I am liking it now more and more. I have inked it up again for December. I think where I was struggling was maybe the TWSBI, and all fountain pens in general, but maybe the TWSBI is really sensitive to angle, and I was just struggling with it being really scratchy. But then as I worked out, I think, how to hold it properly, and I just was holding it better in my hand and at a better angle, the ink started flowing better, and really started to enjoy it. Definitely enjoyed this ink more in the TWSBI than I did last month in the All-Star. Again, you can see a theme here. It's a dark purple, under some light, even in actually looking at the video, it actually almost looks really, really, really dark brown or black. It is purple. Let's see if I can bring that a bit closer there. It's just in my wheelhouse. Love this ink. I think purples are actually fast becoming my favorite inks. So again, can definitely see myself inking that up. I had some samples of inks and I swatched the Noodler's Black Swan in Australian Roses, actually thinking I wasn't going to like it, thinking it was going to be too pink, too colourful. And as soon as I swatched it, absolutely fell in love with it. So put it into my Platinum Preppy. I flashed out the empty cartridge that I had and put that in. Loved it. Wrote so nicely in that pen. It's such a cheap pen. They are, by all means, low end, low cost. In Australia, they cost, I think I got mine for $8.50. I could not get enough of this pen and ink combination. I decided that this was going to be, the pen I took away when we went on a family holiday because it was a bit more fun, especially compared to those colours. And every journal session was an absolute pleasure. So that was my November. Moving forward, as I said, I'm actually moving into a new notebook. The first part of this notebook is going to be ink swatching. And then here I'm going to set up, on the left-hand side will be my currently inked, and then on the right-hand side, I'm going to write notes about the pairing because I do want something to be able to refer back to. For example, the Lamy All-Star with the damson didn't work for me in the TWSBI, completely different experience. For December, I have 4 pens inked up. I possibly will add a 5th, but I'll do these 4 for now. And I thought I'd go one of every nib, but I don't actually have a broad. So we've gone extra fine, fine, medium, 1.1 stub. So I'll just make a heading for myself and then we can get started. First up, I, research, I'm new to fountain pens, doing lots of research, and, you hear everyone rave about Diamine Rider's Blood, Diamine Oxblood. I mean, for me, it was like red, really. Red for me thinks about, getting a school paperback and things that have been wrong or, marking. But everyone raves about them. So I got a sample of Diamine Oxblood. And a few of my fountain pens near the end of November had actually run out. And so I went, okay, I'm just going to ink one pen up with a colour that I do want to use in December just to see how it goes. And I went, okay, I'll do the Oxblood in the TWSBI. And I put the tiniest bit in because I was like, I'm going to hate this. I'm going to not use it, never pick it up. Couldn't have been more wrong. It's incredible. I think, first of all, it looks great in the TWSBI. It's such a deep, beautiful dark red. It writes incredibly. It's such a wet ink. And I actually just have nothing bad to say about it. The bit of ink that I put in, I wrote dry, so I've actually re-inked it to start December properly. I don't know why that's jumping in and out of focus there. So the first pen I have inked for December. Let's see if I can write and talk at the same time. It's always a bit tricky. Oh, even how that goes down. Look at that, the beautiful ink that it puts down. Okay, amazing. Here's the TWSBI Echo. This is the black one in extra fine, and it is inked with Diamine Oxblood. It's such a beautiful, beautiful ink. I, without a doubt, want to get a bottle, and I'm also now really curious to try the Rider's Blood to see the difference. I'm just taking a sip of tea. Next up, I had such a great experience with the Noodler's Black Swan in the Preppy that I thought, why not try another pink in this pen and see how we go. So in here is PENBBS number 270, also known as Strawberry Milkshake. Now it is lighter than the Black Swan in Australian Roses. I got myself a couple of samples that I thought were in a similar colourway. I think this is a really lovely kind of pastel pink. I do wonder if it's going to be a touch light for writing, but we shall see. It goes down darker than when it dries, but it does have a lovely name, and it does really look like a strawberry milkshake. Just bring that closer for you. I do like that it's muted and pastel-y. It's got pinks. It's like almost like an undertone of purple, which I really like as well. I'm just not sure if you had a whole page of text, it could be a little bit hard to read. So I do wonder if that ends up kind of when I'm wanting to, within a spread, differentiate between dates and things like that. Maybe that's more where I end up using that one. Maybe not so much for longer journal entries. Next, Lamy Safari. This has a medium nib. And in this is actually this special gorgeous thing, the Desk Bandit, which is a store in Australia, just had their 5th birthday, and as part of their 5th birthday sale, Robert Oster released this exclusive ink called the Great Owl, and it's moody and purple, so of course I was going to get it. and it doesn't disappoint. So next pen I have inked. The Lamy Safari Medium is such a different writing experience compared to the extra fine. I'm really interested in what a fine nib would feel like, because sometimes the extra fine's too scratchy for me. But I wonder if my handwriting's just a touch too small for the medium nib. I don't know if it starts to look quite messy, but it does put down a really nice amount of ink. And I would love to know if I have any other fellow Aussies here watching, if you also picked up this ink, if you've inked up a pen with it, and what you think about it. I'm really excited to give it a go. It writes, I mean, even just doing that sample then, it just writes really nicely in this pen. And then last but not least, taking a sip of tea between every pen. Kaweco Sport. I don't have a broad nib pen. This is a 1.1 stub, which I'm getting to know, and I thought it would be fun to do some longer writing sessions with the 1.1 stub nib. So that's what I'm going to do. In here, it might end up being a bit too similar to this colour, but we'll see. This is PENBBS. I think it's 227 Purple Jazz. Cool. So when it goes down, I think there is a difference there. It is darker than the purple above. I think it does need the thicker nib to really see the difference, but I love that it's again, it's purple, but it's got these just like hints of grey, hints of black in it, and it's not that it sheens that or shades that or anything. It can't shade a different colour, but I don't know, as you look at it, there's just hints there. It's not a boring purple to me. There's just something really nice about it. And in the stub nib, you do see little bits of shading there, which is just always beautiful. I don't know if that's picking up there on the jazz. So that is what I'm gonna. Ooh, I forgot my little squiggle. Still trying to work out what kind of little decoration I want to do at the end. I do like the squiggle, but then the type A personality in me wants them all to be the exact same size, which obviously won't work. But is it boring if it's just like that? Let me know what you think. Squiggle, no squiggle. Squiggle, no squiggle. Or do I just do like a squiggle there? Maybe that's the solution. How do I need something to cover it. Crunchy wrapper. Like that. If I just had that there, maybe that's the solution. So that is my currently inked at the moment for December. I can probably see myself adding one more colour. I thought the strawberry milkshake was going to be darker, which for me, if it was darker, kind of linked the Oxblood to the great owl. That being said, I don't think it's too bad. I think there is still a through line and a story there. I wanted to add a blue and I tried one and I just don't like it. I'm really struggling to like blues, but I never thought I'd like a red. So I know that there will be a blue out there that I will love. I mean, the Thunderstorm has hints of blue into it, so maybe I'm going to more end up being in like a blue-black, blue-grey world than just your standard blues like that. What I'm going to do when I do my January currently inked is I'm going to come back and just write how each of these felt so that I have a record of that. And I'm really looking forward to writing with them. I think that there's some really beautiful ink in there. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, if you could hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys all again in my next video. See you later.